Everybody, thanks for watching. A couple things I want to address real quick before I get into this video. First, you already know Meditation Volume 2 is out, as well as Personal Economics Part 3. And the sale is going on still for the now 35 DVD digital downloads. It was 33, now it's 35. And that sale will be going on until Monday, and it will go to its original price. Trust me, finally this time. So grab it if you can. The price will be $349.99, so you want to get it if you can now. Also, you have as much time as you need to download the digital downloads. If you bought it for $89.99 when it was $33, it's now $35. If you still need more time, you can request as much time as you need to download. The links do expire, but all you have to do is go back to the site or click on the link and you can request more time, or just shoot an email to my email address and you'll get a new link. So you also need to make sure you have at least 60 to 70 gigs available of space. You're talking about 2-hour-long HD videos, so they're huge in file size. So make sure you got enough space, but also keep in mind that if you don't and you need to get external hard drive later, or you want to put them on a flash drive, you have as much time as you need to actually download. So, a lot of people send messages about the links expiring. You got as much time, and when you purchase, just a lot of people don't read the description. It tells you have as much time as you need. Also, I recommend using Chrome to download. I know it works well, and VLC player to play back the videos if you're having problems, and I'll provide you with that link as well if you order them all. So, it shouldn't be too much confusion. A lot of people was having trouble with that. You have as much time as you need to download. The links expire, but you can request more time. Also, you have a few people who, this is one of the issues you face when you do business. You have people who like to scam. So I have a few people who basically end up buying all of the digital downloads, but then they go and report to their bank that it's an unauthorized transaction to try to get their money back after they download all the videos. And yeah, people actually do that. It happens quite often. So, PayPal doesn't pay out. They end up, not getting their money back. But I just want to put that out there to the people who did that, who who you are. And I don't got time to ban you right now from YouTube, but you know who you are. That's corny, doing stuff like that. But this is what I was talking about in personal economics, the stuff you face in business, and you just deal with that. You're going to always have, people who attack you and customers who are not completely satisfied for whatever reason. I also had, somebody chew me out about the DVDs. Got all the DVDs. The DVDs came, and he only seen one. He didn't move the cover. If he bought the DVDs, if you move the cover, the other DVD is right there. Some of them have two, some of them have one. So this person went crazy, called me all kinds of names and scam artists and everything like that, just to find out later on all the DVDs are there. Everything he ordered was there, and he apologized. At least he apologized. But these are the things you face in business when you do things. I only have this problem for some reason with the digital downloads and the DVDs. Any other business that I have as far as electronics and things that I sell, there's never an issue. So when you do something like this and it's kind of sort of interacting with people, we go through stuff like this. And it's one of the things that we as black folks got to stop doing, is treating each other like crap, because one person is in the business of selling something and you are a buyer, and people think because you're selling, they need to somehow put you under their foot. And they look at you differently because you're selling. So one of the things you'll face. So it's one of the things you got to really, just be mindful of in business, and understand there's some dickheads out there. Also, I talked about net neutrality and how it's ending, and how a lot of people, including myself, may be affected by that. So, eventually your ISP, your internet service provider, as well as mine and whoever's, could, cut off my site, cut the bandwidth to my site, or to the digital downloads or anything like that. That could possibly happen. My YouTube channel could be taken down. Who knows what they're going to do once this stuff takes effect. So a lot of people have been getting the DVDs and getting it out the way, just in case you won't be able to get the stuff anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. So that's another thing to think about. But anybody that's waiting, trust me, your DVDs will be shipped no matter what. And, we'll see what happens with this whole thing. But in the meantime, the site is up and everything is still going fine. But I just wanted to really touch on those real quick. Trust me, I kept the sale going as long as I could. I still added the 2 videos to it, but it will for sure end come Monday and go to the original price. Thanks to everybody who took the time to purchase and support, and I really appreciate it. But I want to get into this video because a lot of people had questions about meditation at the part 2 that I put out. And a lot of people asked the question, and it's just crazy. So many people ask the same question over and over. If you actually watch the series on meditation, I pretty much answered it. But there's a couple of things I want to touch on more. And the thing is, how do you know is meditation working? What is the point, the purpose of meditation? So now, it's a lot of videos out there on meditation. There's a lot of information out there. The thing is, a lot of people are not asking the right questions. And the big question is, how do you know is meditation working? A lot of people always ask that question, but the question they should be asking is, what is the purpose of meditation? What is the true purpose? Like, what is it meant to do for us? And a lot of people are confused once they get into meditation as to what to do. And we touched on this in part 2. Now, the thing is, 1, meditation is about programming your mind, programming your subconscious to allow your consciousness to walk in the path that you chose for it. So what's happening, what's taking place is we are not programming ourselves to do what we want to do. We have this system that is programming us to get us to do what it wants us to do. And that's what we're walking in right now. We are walking in the programming instead of using the programming that we put into ourselves to accomplish what we want to accomplish in life. So since they understand we are not programming ourselves with meditation, they're going to program us, for us. So with meditation, what you want to look for as far as if you're doing any research outside of anything that I put out is, how is it going to affect you? What is the true purpose of it, and what kind of answers people are giving you in that regard, and about how can you know if it's working for you? Well, you're going to know by the change in your life. If your life is changing for the better, if you are more coordinated, if you are changing in your ways. And that's one of the things that you are going into meditation to help you fix. So once you go into meditation, as I talk about, you dealing with your personal problems, the things that bother you that come up in meditation. Most people don't like to sit and think because when they do so, they're dwelling on their problems. A lot of problems come up. So, if you have issues, if you have troubles in life, once you start really thinking, that is what comes up, the problems you have. If you're going to be late on rent, if you're going to be late on bills, that's what you worry about. You worry about those things. It's one of the reasons, as I said, I put out personal economics to get people to be more financially stable, so it will help them in meditation. They can relax more. They can now move on to different things as far as, progressing and, healing themselves. So that's one of the main reasons how you're going to know it's working for you. A lot of people have these spooky hocus pocus things that they expect to get from meditation, superpowers and everything like that. But it's just not logical. You need to understand the true purpose of it and how it's going to benefit you and help you, and what you need to do it, what you need to use it for. And that's to program yourself, We program so many different things to work for us in the future. Now, I talked about how you program in TVs, or we used to program VCRs back in the day. Remember, you do that for something to happen for you in the future. You want to watch it later, you program it. As well, we program ourselves in school to learn. We go to school, you have to study. When you study, you're programming your brain to remember exactly what you're reading off the paper. To remember those test questions, to remember the answers to those questions. You program your mind so when you go and take the test, you know the answers. It's the same thing when you rehearse, dance rehearsals, recitals, songs, music, or what have you. You are studying. You are programming your mind to dance a certain way, to move a certain way, to be a certain way. So when you look at all those aspects in life, going to school, learning, and getting an education and a degree so you can later get a job. So while you in the school process, you're basically programming your body, your mind, to later join the workforce and do something. So it's the same thing with your life. If you're not programming yourself, your subconscious mind, to help your consciousness move you in the right direction, you are only taking in the programming that they put out. And a lot of people are not putting that all together, to see why they're giving us programming and why it seems as if everything we see on TV, all the trends, everything people do seems to follow what mainstream media puts out. And the reason why that is so is because they are programming us, because we are not programming ourselves. A lot of people remember back in the day they had self-help tapes. They still got them out today, as a matter of fact. But you had these audio tapes that people would listen to when they go to sleep to help them lose weight or to help them be better in business or better in speaking in front of people and things like that. You have people like Tony Robbins and so many of these new motivational speakers that are out there motivating people. And what they're doing is putting, inspiration in you, but it's really programming. When we think about inspiration as something inspiring you, inspiration is an emotion. It's a feeling that you get. It's an energy that lingers. And, when it's time for you to use it, whatever that inspiration is pertaining to, it kicks in. It's there. You remember, you're inspired by that event or, whatever it is that you saw to be great or to be better at whatever you're trying to do. So it's a programming. And it's the same way with meditation on you inspiring yourself, you programming yourself to walk the path, to follow the goal. So in meditation, what you should be doing is exactly that, setting your goal, visualizing what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. It's just that simple. So you have to think about it. If you're trying to do something, if you want a new house, a car, or you're trying to, be successful, how are you going to do that? What are the steps that you need to take to do that? Now, if you are not visualizing that and programming that in your mind, who is? Who is? And the reason why we're not reaching our goals is because we're not doing that. And we are getting bombarded with a bunch of other stuff that is programming our mind instead of exactly what we want. So this is one of the reasons why people think they want to be a rapper or a singer or in entertainment. It's because that's what they're getting programmed with. And we are following that programming instead of the programming we want for ourselves, which for the most part, people want to be successful. And this is what they're doing. And it's a trap. It's a farce to be programmed with something that deep down you really don't want to be a part of. So in meditation, again, this is what you need to be focusing on, exactly what you need to be doing and how to get, to these points and reach these goals in order for you to fulfill any dreams or goals or any kind of success that you want to have. So if you want these things to manifest, you have to make them. You have to, come up with very real plans and goals that you can accomplish and set them as steps and follow them. And if you're not programming yourself to do that, it's just not going to happen. It's wishing, it's wishful thinking when you just think about something that you want, but you don't put the actual action into it. So with meditation, normally when you're going out with no meditation, it's a lot of things, a lot of opportunities that you probably miss or are not conscious of because you are not programmed to follow those routes. So, we see with successful people, they just continue to be more successful because that's what their mind is focused on. They're more immersed into the business world. And when they see opportunities, they jump onto it because they program themselves to be that way. Now, I have been witnessing that over the years now. I've been more and more successful as I go along, but I have been programming myself and training myself to move into different areas of business and to just focus on that. Anybody who knows me will tell you I'm a workaholic. I'm always moving towards the next goal and doing the next thing until I reach, where I want to reach. But at the same time, because I've put in so much work and have accumulated, so much money, I'm able to still do what I want to do. I have my time frame, my time periods where I work and my times when I, go chill. So it's a balance, and it's about you understanding that balance and programming yourself to actually walk in it instead of walking in the programming that was designed for you to fail. Now you hear a lot of people talking about God's plan. If you remember from church, it's always about God's plan that he has for you. And when you start to understand the parable and what it's really talking about, God's plan is your plan. What is your plan? The plan you need to follow for yourself. No one is creating some plan for you to follow that's going to benefit you that's not you. So, in other words, nobody has your best interests at heart but you. Truly. You're the only ones who really care about yourselves. So if you're not caring about yourself and taking that initiative to basically set goals for yourself, who is going to do it for you? You're going to end up like everybody else, hoping to get to success when, if you plan for it, you have a better chance of doing so. And again, with meditation, you are basically doing just that, programming yourself to walk in that plan that you set for yourself. So with meditation, if you're doing it daily, what you are doing is you are constantly programming yourself to be successful, to follow those steps. And, you put together that plan, a possible plan and things you need to do. And, by you attracting those frequencies, I talked about this in energy and frequency DVDs about being, in tune to certain frequencies and having stuff, basically, resonating with what you want. And when you resonating and putting out that frequency, that energy of something that you want, you attract it. So it's basically the same with meditation. You putting that information out there, you putting that energy out there and attracting what you want and training your subconscious mind to allow your consciousness to make sure that you consciously move in that right direction towards those frequencies and not away from them, and not get confused and caught up in everything else that's going to cause you to move away from the direction that you want to go. Because that's what's going on. You hear so many people all the time. Even if you just take it back to the church level, what happens? Everybody go to church. The preacher give a banging ass sermon, church-wise, and it sounds good. But then we go back outside and what? Go completely against the Bible. Go completely against everything he said. Because, it's not really instilled in us, but, once a week when you go to church, you hear that word and people go to church and they act like they are those people, but they pretending, They are really more controlled by the programming of this system than of the church, which is why there are truly no Christians, because the programming is coming more from mainstream media than from the Bible and a pastor. And when you have that much constant programming daily, you're going to see what manifests, and we are seeing it in the Black community and what have you. So again, you should want to take charge of your subconscious yourself rather than have yourself be programmed. And let me keep it real with you. You have no choice. And you may sit there and think, that they can't affect you. They're programming you now. You're constantly getting programmed. And for people, this is why we say conscious. The people who are conscious of it are fine. You'll be okay because you're aware of what's taking place. For people who are not, they are going with the trends. And this is what happens with everybody. As soon as a new trend comes out, everybody's on the bandwagon. Everybody's following what everybody else is doing because, it's cool or it's a trend or it's in. And why dedicate so much time and energy to something that's not going to benefit you in no way? Why put so much time into something, a trend, or something that people is following that's not going to benefit you rather than follow the plan, the goal that you want for yourself? So all the time and effort, a lot of people putting into certain things, they could be putting into stuff that's really going to help them out and benefit them in life. So we have to really get our minds off of TV magic and really understand that the magic that they're talking to is the very real magic that is the law of attraction. You attracting what you want to yourself. And it's not going to be no hocus pocus crazy stuff that's going to happen. You're going to accomplish very real things, and it's going to seem very normal, to you. And, for some people, it's, this is why people call it, miracles. And a lot of people get more immersed in religion when they have things good happen for them because it just seems, unreal. And when you are at a certain point and you think it's hopeless and then something good happened, this is the only place people can turn to, but they don't realize that they have focused so much energy. Prayer is meditation. They focus so much time and energy into putting out that energy, that frequency to what they want. They end up getting it. So it's the same thing with meditation, but it's better when you are constantly, consistently programming yourself to be mindful of what you want and where you want to go. And you'll notice through meditation, one of the ways, again, how you'll know it works is because you'll change what you have been doing, the way you have been doing things, and you will steer clear of things that you see is not a part of your plan.